Hey y'all, Beardy Bros Golf Show back at it again. I am Rod,
And I am Marcus.
and Marcus somehow has his hat inside out. I am impressed.
Sir,
I know how these little hats work, or whatever that
thank
brand is.
you. Yeah,
So
jerk.
whatever.
I'm
Why
trying to
be
be
all that?
trendy. Let me be cool.
Why why gotta be all that? Today it is just Marcus and I holding it down solo. Um, we're gonna get into a aspect of your week, but how was your week?
It was long. It was long.
Okay.
It was long.
Okay. The
I
caddy is
made it
that
through
because that
though.
because of the caddying? Is that what made it super long?
No. We're just kind of like really kicking into like our event season at the golf course I work
Oh,
at.
that's right. That's right.
So, just dealing with that and plus tea times and stuff like that. You would think you would be used to it by this point, but new variables are added every year now that we're picking up, momentum as far as popularity, as far as, quality overall. So a lot of people are just, having fun and appreciating the course. So we're getting
Bring
new regulars, plus just new people in general,
bring
plus tourists and stuff
bring
like
back
that. So
bring back the memberships.
shoot, at this point, we absolutely don't need them now. We getting fresh blood in here. But
Okay.
yeah, no, it's great. I ain't mad at it at all. But yeah, just I didn't even put that on. Don't blame me. Um,
Uh, all right.
I swear to you, I
Anyway,
swear to you that
okay.
wasn't me. I'm just,
So
but yeah,
let's
it was good. Other than that, how about yours? Well, how was your week, Rod?
uh my week was good. I played screen golf for the first time ever last week, and
Seen
it
that?
was cool. Like, I mean, I've always lived in a place where you could pretty much play golf year round outside. So, I mean, a couple of years ago, the family and I visited Chicago, notoriously known for its harsh winters, and noticed the abundance of screen golf locations there. And I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this is cool. I've seen them in videos, right? People that live in NYC, Chicago, other, again, cold weather places. And I was like, okay, it's a cool experience, but I've always had rough times hitting off of a mat and then going back and playing golf. Um,
mm,
Super cool. I have a video, a short up of the screen golf experience. I would say the difference is the additional things that they have, the different surfaces to hit off of. So if you're in the rough, you can simulate being in the rough. If you're in the sand, they have this simulation of being in the sand where the ball actually sits down in this specific type of mat. It's super cool. And if you're on the
yeah,
side hill lie, the floor will shift. So I was like, damn, if all screen golf was like this, or if I had seen like something like this previously, I would have gone before now. But
yeah.
again, it hadn't been available.
Simulator golf,
Also,
Rod. Quit being an
yeah,
unk.
why I can't call it screen golf? I feel it feels old.
You're hitting from a simulator. It's simulator
Whatever,
golf.
whatever. Also, one other aspect of simulator golf was all the cameras and being able to see your strike, and it felt like it was a really modernized version of it. And it's a brand called Golf Zone. I want to say David Ledbetter started it, the swing coach guy. There's a couple of locations that I looked up in North America as well. There's two here in Da Nang where I am in Vietnam. There's one literally, the one that I went to is, excuse me, a 5 minute walk down the street from me. So I'm walking down the city streets with my golf clubs on my back. And then there's another one like a mile away. So super cool experience. I would do it. I'm probably gonna do it today, after we wrap up at some point. So I'm trying to keep the swings going and not fall out of practice as much as I have been lately. So
Nice.
anyway. All
Would you
right.
feel it? Did you feel like it was a reasonable cost?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was like for 18 holes, it was like $15.75, which I thought was
Okay.
super
How
affordable.
long did you
I
have the
mean,
bay? Yeah.
as long until I finished. I mean, theoretically, all right. I'm solo.
Oh, okay.
It's in a private room by yourself. There was a one next door to me, separated by a glass partition. But
Yeah.
overall, I mean, it was pretty private. They, you get a complimentary beverage. So I picked a coffee. They give you like a boiled egg and some like a salt and pepper mix, so you can kind of fuel up and keep your energy up while you're in there, and then cold water. So I thought it was a super cool experience. And
Yeah.
again, not what I had no idea. People are shitty with reviews and leaving good Google reviews, so I had no idea really what to expect. I just
Yeah.
have been walking past this thing consistently for a couple months now. And I'm like, why haven't I been here? Now I will absolutely never go weeks without swinging the golf club again.
Oh, that was what I'm. That reminded me. So, how long does your like rain season last where you're at? Is
I
that
mean,
kind
rainy
of
season
lengthy?
is like it's like September to January, and we're out of rainy season right now. It's just that we're in peak season. So you go from rainy season, where it's inconvenient and it's raining at least once a day at some point, to peak season, which is all these tourists are here. A lot of Australians, a lot of Koreans come into Vietnam for golf holidays. So they'll, lock up courses for a full week. So it makes it hard to get tee times, or at least you have to plan for it, right? So I'm so used to
Yeah.
being able to like jump on like a golf now and find something, which there is a thing called Golfscape that I've been using, but there's like I would say about seven courses within an hour of me, 45 minutes to an hour. Three of them are like within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But again, the tee times get booked up pretty quickly, and it's also super expensive. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you get your dollar's worth. The courses are in really good condition, but I mean, you're paying between 160 to there's like these Greg Norman and a Jack Nicklaus course. They're $230 on a weekday, and then on a
Yeah.
weekend, of course, it's gonna go up. So, I mean, I'm selective about it. Not that it's not unaffordable. Like, I mean, I put it in my budget, right, to be able to play. But I'm like, I really want to enjoy the experience. So going out and dropping like 250, um, and then playing like crap, no, thank you. So I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my stuff together on the screen golf, which I saw some good signs. Um, Again, you can go through this short. It's like almost a 3 minute video, just talking
Hmm.
about some of the aspects that you have to get used to with the simulator golf that are different. The putting is interesting. I would say approach shots, drives, pretty realistic. Pitching, um, was pretty realistic in terms of like what I expected to get out of it. But overall,
Yeah.
go try it out. I mean, if you've never done it, it's definitely worth the experience, and especially if you have a golf zone, no E, in your area, wherever you are. Or I think what's the other one that like Roger Steele goes to? Five? Is it 9 iron golf or
Five
5 iron or
iron.
something like that?
5 iron.
Yeah,
Yep.
they seem to have a pretty big franchise in the East as well. So go check it out, especially if they, are top tier and have all the latest and greatest in
Yeah.
technology.
There's a
It's
few in
not
Houston.
that bad. Cool. You should try it for sure. Um, all right, let's jump into it, bro. We are missing Mr. Michael again, but we're going to talk about him right off the bat. You were with him on Wednesday, which was part of your long week, and that was for the Houston Open Pre-Q, which is for the what is it?
To get
Children's
into the Monday.
Hospital.
Yeah, the children's,
Yeah.
the Houston Methodist,
Yep.
Houston's Open or something like that.
So really competitive. As a spectator from a distance, from a far distance, I was looking at the leaderboard on Blue Golf and saw that on the tee times, ex PGA Tour winner Sean Stephanie was in the lineup, and quite a few other kind of, you could tell like some high level pros or people who are right on the
Yeah,
edge. But um, Mike ended up T15, and that's, I mean, pretty damn good considering the
yeah,
field that he was up against. One under for the round. Looked like he got it going on the back nine from what I could tell looking at the highlights, and seemed like a solid round. What, from your perspective, being on the bag with him, what prevented Mike from getting a couple? I think he just needed one more shot, right, to make it
yeah.
into that Monday pre-qualifier. So where would you say? I saw he had a rough start, had a bogey on number one, but got it together shortly thereafter.
We
What were the
started
highs
on
and lows?
yeah, we started on 10. So that was
Okay,
the start of his front, and that was
okay,
let's see. We started on 10, which was a par 5. He went driver 3 wood, reached the green in 2, 2 putted for birdie. Um I think really the main struggles was just confidence on the greens, really. I mean, the
mm,
green surfaces were really good. They weren't rolling too quick. There wasn't too much like, you know, POA or anything on the greens to really have any excuses for it. Just a few misreads, a few squirrely 4 irons, I would say. I feel like that was the only club that really he was having issues with. I felt like
yeah,
every other club in the bag he was hitting very solid. The shots were doing pretty much as he asked it to do. We were playing a draw pretty much all day. We weren't doing
just
anything
kind of
fancy as
leaned
far
on the draw.
as, yeah, we weren't, trying to fit a fade in there for any strange reason or anything like that. I mean, if it fell right, it's because the draw didn't come back. You know what I'm saying? But all the
Yeah,
strikes for
but
the
the
most
intention
part,
was to hit it.
correct. Yeah. For the most part, all the strikes were really well, except for like I said, the 4 iron where I felt like his tempo was just a little bit quick from the top. Cost us an easily reachable par 5 on his back, the front, which was number 5. Um
I'm gonna pull up his
and then
scorecard here.
number, you know,
So
because
sorry.
number 3, so let's see, number 1, what did we do on number 1? Number 1 was pretty much number 1, he 3
So
putted.
okay,
It's like
so
a
got on in regulation.
yeah, he had got away with a drive. Wasn't his best, but up the left, got a little relief from this drainage ditch and had like inside 100 yards. Played flight. Well, we tried to flight a 54 because the wind had been up pretty much all day, blowing like a club and a half, pretty much, around 15 miles an hour or so. Because it was
Yeah,
pretty chilly to start. We teed off at 10. We were the last group off of 10.
yeah, I
So,
saw that.
yeah. But I mean, all in all, we played in 4.5, which is relatively quick for qualifier
For
one
tournament golf, yeah, yeah,
for tournament golf, and then for two for like what was on the line. Um, we teed off late though. Like tee time was supposed to be 10:06. We ended up teeing off till 10:30 or so, which was
mm,
kind of trippy, but it all made sense because number 10, like I said, was a reachable par 5. I mean, if you hit it anything between 270, 280, you could go for it in the green. You could go for it. You know what I'm saying? Mike had
yeah,
250 left into the green. Granted, with the wind being straight back into it, played kind of closer to like a 265 ish club,
mm-hmm,
but easy work for Mike. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah.
he's got that in the bag. I will say that. So
So let me ask you this: so outside
what's
of
up?
the hole number one, where you said he had three putt, any other three putts in the
Number 11.
and 11 was also a three putt.
Yeah, we were 190 playing like a 205 ish shot. So think or maybe it was like a one. No, I think it was closer to like it was in the front, so it was playing closer to like 185. So I think he tried to step on a six from what I remember
Mm-hmm.
and got a little bit up in the air and we were front of the green. But we had a decent look. It was like maybe 30, maybe 30 feet, something like that. Reasonable. Again, reasonable stuff. Double breaker, hits the putt, leaves it short. It's up kind of slightly uphill, maybe a little bit into the green, but didn't get it to hole, had a 5-footer for par, and just kind of leaves it out. We both read the same thing. It's not like either one of us is at fault for like the green reading and stuff like that. And me and Mike had already had a discussion what we were gonna do on the greens. He's a pretty adequate green reader and he aim points, so I wasn't gonna get in the way of that. If he felt the need to call me in, I was right there, Johnny on the spot. I was, I'm holding the
Yeah.
flag, I'm doing my caddy drill. So I'm never far away. So if you needed me, I was there, but I was gonna let him do his own thing. And the only thing that I was there for was a confidence booster and to push the bag. I wasn't going to get in his head. I wasn't going to do swing thoughts, anything like that. This is stuff we had already pre-discussed pre-round because,
Yeah.
you know, at this point, Mike's got the game. It's all between his ears, as we have already discussed as well. So that's the
Yeah.
main thing that was going down. And I just felt like he missed a
I
couple
mean,
of
that was it. I mean, ultimately, when you look at the leaderboard, the guys who made it in were 3 under was the top, and had a couple guys there. Stephanie, as I mentioned previously,
yeah,
and another guy ahead of him. No, it was a few people. 4 people at 3 under.
yeah,
Several people at 2 under. I mean, you could point to either one of those three putts, and that's what's gutting, man, about the game of golf, is that you can be so very close
yep,
to getting there, and a couple of small mistakes that you can, point back to, just mental slips that cost you, that goal. So that sucks. But I mean,
yeah.
proud of him for stepping up and putting himself out there. I know he's been struggling with the lefts quite a bit earlier this year. So good showing
Not
either
a
way, right?
yeah, not a left in sight during the round. And this Wednesday coming up, he's got the pre-Q at Cypress Wood here locally for the Valero. So he's got another opportunity. So we'll see what happens with that.
Are you on the bag for that one, or are you sitting this one out?
He's on his own on this one. He did not require my services. But Cypress Wood is a course we played many a times. It's the Traditions course. They
Okay.
recently redid their greens within the year, so it should be in good shape. And the yardages are very fitting for him there. Cypress Wood isn't really that long, even when you tip it out.
Mm.
So I think as long as again he's just straightforward with what he's got going on, I think he'll be okay.
Okay. Well, let me sign up for the highlights and the notifications through Blue Golf. Thanks for the heads up on that.
Absolutely.
I'll jump off of
Hmm.
that when we pop off the show. So let's get into the news for the week. Thanks for that update. I know that was a big part of your week,
Yep.
and yeah. So let's jump into this next one. So just coming off the PGA Tour, the Players Championship took a lot of energy out of people. We saw a lot of shuffling of the lineups throughout the week, where people were in and out. Akshay Patil was a late drop. We still had, notable people playing in this event. You're always going to get Jordan Spieth, Schauffele, Cantlay, Matt Fitzpatrick, but
Yeah. We
yeah,
still got some
it's
good names.
even with all, absolutely Kepka. If I hadn't already said him, a lot of good names. Worthy course. I love this course where you're not having to hit driver on every hole. It's
Yep.
very much golfing your ball, placement of the ball, and then angles and getting in the right part of the fairway. Or you might be hitting a 210 yard. iron into a green, and the greens were tiny.
Yeah.
So formidable test for these guys. Um, good tournament. I mean, a really good tournament. The weather cooperated. It was baking out by Sunday. Course looked very crispy. I mean, they were barely hanging
Hmm.
on that thing. What did you think of the tournament, and how much of it did you get to watch, and what's your analysis of Matt Fitzpatrick? We'll talk about Matt Fitzpatrick here in a sec, but overall of the Valspar.
Yeah. Like you said, I thought it was, a really good product. Once again, we saw it. The course doesn't have to be, you know, 7,500 yards to, make things difficult. The rough was grown
Right.
out. The greens were firm. You had to really, know your trajectory, be able to hold greens or play it short and let the release help you out. Finding a landing spot, things like that really came into play. You really had to utilize your caddy. You really had to utilize your yardage book. So, you saw that with Marco Page in the end. Um, and I think, unfortunately, I think he's going to learn that American golf is definitely different than DP World Tour golf. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
go about the game a different way. We know he's long. We know and we know that he has plenty of clip head speed, but you got to be able to, take your ego out of it. There's a couple of times, like one time in particular, just to not to go off on a tangent. 16 bombs the drive. It's like the dog leg right where you really are
Right.
hitting a 3-wood more times than not. But he took driver, cut the corner, had like 163 in, tries to mash a pitching wedge. Brother, there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit off a 9-iron and playing
Just
to the
getting
middle
on
of
the
the
green.
green.
Yeah.
Just get on the green and giving yourself a putting opportunity. Now you're not on the green. David Lipsky, who hit the ball 30 yards short of him, hit a 7-iron and crept on, things like that. So,
Well, I would say, let me see if it's the same hole I'm thinking about. Where where is this the one where they had to cut over the trees on the approach? I'm pulling it up right now. No, yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I know which one
16
you're talking
is.
about. I think I
Yeah,
want to
it's
say
kind of like into
I
the
want to say
shoe.
Ping also didn't he catch some
Do you?
trees on the right side and it ricocheted backwards?
No, I think that was 15 that he did that on the whole prior. He had pitching
That's the
wedge
par
like
three.
on
Okay, no,
back
no,
to
no,
back
14.
holes.
14 is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry. Sorry to
yeah.
interrupt your
So
flow there.
no, 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 you're good. So yeah, but like I said, that's just a tangent on Marco Pinch. But David Lipsky
But hold
gave
on, hold
himself
on.
plenty of. Hmm.
On Ping, do you think he gets I think he finds a course this year and gets a win. I think he gets finds the it's he's been playing decent enough. These are all courses that he's probably playing for the first time, right? So by the time he gets to Saturday, Sunday, he's becoming familiar with the course. But I feel like there's going to be one that's like more straightforward that he's got it going and is able to get a win this year. That's just from watching him on Sunday. I'm like, he's good enough out here to get that. The distance helps him out significantly.
Yeah,
What do
no,
you
I
think?
think so. I agree with that, and I think he also has a local caddy that's probably been around a time or two to help him out as well. So I think that was part of what he was talking about on an interview that he had towards the beginning of the season when he was just getting back healthy because he missed
Hmm.
the Sony Open beginning of the season because of sickness, missed the American Express. So the first time we saw him was the Farmers, then going into the Pebble. So um, I think he explained that he made a base in Florida, so he might have seen Innisbrook before. Who knows? But
Maybe.
I don't know if he crosses the finish line as a winner, but I do think he continues to compete and really put his name out there. And I think he's going to find himself a home on the PGA. I don't know if he ever goes back to the DP World Tour. So I think he's got at
Yeah.
least a decade plus out here because, he's mid-20s, if that. So I think he's got plenty of time to actually get a win. I don't know if he crosses the line this year. I mean, Jordan Smith, he made the trip too over from the DP World
Yeah.
Tour, and he posted a number early in the day and was just kind of hanging out. So those guys,
I
their
feel
game
like that.
travels.
Yeah, I think coming from England, there is a little bit of an easier, um, let's say, adjustment to the U.S. from a culture standpoint. That it's not that. I mean, it's different, but it's not as different as maybe some other European countries. Um, so I think there's an easier adjustment for some of these guys. You think of a guy like Justin Rose, who's been on tour forever, right? That
Yeah,
again never went back. Yeah, he plays DP World Tour events and Ryder Cup and all that jazz, but um, PGA Tour stalwart, going to be
yeah,
forever. So
yeah,
I can see the same out of those guys, and then finding that comfort level. It's not a crazy flight back over. Um, in the off season to deal with family and all that personal biz, and to
yeah.
not feel completely disconnected. So
Agreed.
um what were you saying about Lipsky as well?
Uh, he's trending as well. He gave himself a lot of opportunities. Even had a birdie look just right on the fringe on 18 to go into a playoff and
Yeah,
missed it
but he
by a few
fucked. I'm
inches.
sorry, I was about to say a bad word, but he messed that up on his own. The drive was in the rough, so he was
Yeah,
a foot or two off the fairway, or even getting in that first cut, which he put himself in a rough position going into that green. Not a
yeah,
the where that hole is cut on Sundays for the Valspar is very close to the front edge bunker in front, so you need full spin control to be aggressive on that, at the flag.
yeah,
And he gave it a run. He putted it. He didn't try to chip it. Just ran out of speed and started bending back left at the end there. Um, and hell, Fitzpatrick went and got a birdie at the end. So
yeah.
um,
Clutched up.
definitely earned it.
Agreed. Yeah, yeah. Fitzpatrick definitely went out and won it. It wasn't even really a debate. He clutched up. Played in what the third to last group. Group behind him was
Right.
Lipsky, Pinge, and then Sungjae Im and Snedeker were in the final group. They just didn't have it at all,
I
unfortunately.
was I was gonna bring that up next.
Woo,
Watching
brother,
the final group, they let it go pretty. I mean, Snedeker held it in there a little bit longer than Sungjae Im, but Sungjae was
pretty
pretty
quick,
much like giving up the ghost right off the top. I was like, damn, bro, you just
pretty
did
quick.
not he did not show up to win yesterday. And the other guy, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce his name. The guy from Germany went 8 on the first hole, had a triple right out the gate, went OB, and then
What?
put
They play
his
threes?
yeah. Nah, he played. He was with Snedeker, and I think they. I'm trying to think. Let me see that last group.
I uh, I thought I thought Snedeker was with Sung J M. No, I'm
Then
tripping.
they must. Am I tripping? No, I don't know if he was in the second to last or last group, but where did this
You
guy end up?
you're not talking about
Adrian
Stephen Yates.
Dumont. No.
Who's
Adrian
that?
Dumont did. Dude that went in the last group. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can find the tea times if they still have them posted. But um, Snedeker. Let me get while I'm looking this up. I'm gonna get your thoughts on Snedeker at 45, making a bit of a resurgence, getting to play in the final group. What'd you think about him? And I didn't even realize that he was the President's Cup captain until I was doing some more research um, for this year.
What?
So what do you think about him? Yes. Yes. Had no idea.
Uh, um, yeah, no clue. I'm trying to think about. Um, no, I think it's cool. I think Brent Seneca had a he was battling some issues with his body and was a little bit sick and he lost the hair real quick. He wasn't balding. He had the flow. You remember when he was
Yeah,
prime Seneca? He
yeah.
had the flow. So he
That's
got snicked and
that's what I
had
was
to rock
saying.
the
Like,
baldy.
I was gonna say, yeah, physically, he looks like a different person in terms of like, I'm like, he's lost color.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
He's
didn't look
way more
particularly
firm and
healthy,
stuff.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think he's gonna have to. It's gonna be a lot of like Saturday and Thursday, where he's gonna have to catch lightning in the bottle, and then on those non-peak rounds, he's just gonna have to hold on for dear life. But you saw what happened. Round two went back. It's par 70 out there, or par 71. He was over par. Then, of course, today he went
yeah.
over par as well. He went to the spider putter as well. I don't know why he left his
The
OG
uh,
Odyssey, or whatever. I mean, he was on tour for 14, 15 years with that thing, just nailing everything. But
yeah,
it was funny. It's funny how they framed it. They were like, "What's it like going to a mallet putter?" And I'm like, he was already with a mallet putter. He had a mid. It was like a smaller mallet, but it was already,
like a half
or I'm
mallet.
sorry, it
Yeah,
was a mid mallet, to be precise, to be exact, whatever. But it wasn't no blade, So no, I'm
right,
I'm okay with it.
right.
I'm okay with him getting these exemptions in the tour in the tournament, so he can have
Yeah,
an on course presence to see who he's gonna pick besides
and be close to it.
the
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm okay with it, but he's only 45. He's
I
only
know.
forty-five.
He's just hanging on for that next 5 years so he can get to the Champions Tour. Um, I feel like that's like because of the youth movement and guys not being able to just kind of hang around for years on tour with mediocre
Right.
performances, people are getting pushed out a lot earlier. So
True.
once you pass 40, you got to be on it and put your foot on the pedal, or you're gonna get left behind pretty quickly in today's
Agreed.
landscape.
Yeah.
It's just you got to be at the top of your game. So it's like you have to keep a watchful eye on some of these guys that are stars of the game today, and what does that look like in the next 5 years for them?
Yeah. No, very true. I think that's kind of why you truly have to take your hats off to Justin Rose and marvel at him still being very much in the picture year in and year out at 45, going in being turning 46 in May or whatever it is this year. But you know, you also look at how he goes about it and why he is still very fluid in his body, still very active.
Yep.
He puts the money in to feel that way and actually, pay it off. So respect to him for taking the steps and the investments and actually following through with it. The red room,
Yep.
the cryo, waking up early enough, getting your fluids, getting your body active. And I think that's another thing that, you know, real quick, I think that's one thing that a lot of amateurs really need to take advantage of and actually pay attention to, because we talked about this many times before. If you're not going to have time to warm up, if you're going to go get your birdie juice and go to the bar and grill and stuff like that, that's fine. At least you could do is stretch and warm up your body
Hmm.
for all these violent, athletic, fast motions you about to make for 4 to 5 hours. Like, at least
Right.
stretch and be ready for that. So,
Stretch. Yeah. Yeah.
please touch your toes, get that lower
At
back
the
loosened up
at the least. Yeah.
at the least. Colin Morikawa just
As I'm
tweaked his
sitting
back.
as as I'm sitting here with like mid back tightness, I'm thinking about yeah. You gotta take care of your back these days. We're all a little more like the golf swing is more athletic than it ever has been, right?
Ever has been.
So Yeah, don't
Yep.
don't throw your back out.
Don't take it for
So I agree
granted.
with that. So congratulations to Matt Fitzpatrick again. A week after coming in second at the Players, no letdown. Kept it going. Kept the momentum in his game. He's kind of had a bit of a mid-year. I would say the results haven't necessarily. He's got a couple T25 or top 25s coming into the previous week, but
Yeah.
good to see you guys bounce back. We're going to see the gentleman in Houston this week. I don't know why they, it's all marketing, but confirmed like on Thursday or something that Scotty Scheffler is confirmed to be in Houston. I'm like, dude's been playing this tournament pretty consistently at this stage.
Right.
Not really a surprise, but just to keep the social medias going and keep people's eyes trained on it. Minwoo Lee comes into this coming week defending. Um, I don't know, man. I expected Minwoo to take a bigger leap forward than he has. Seeing him compete more at the top of the tournaments, but it's just not been a really good follow up for him. So I'm hoping he can keep it consistent and keep going. But I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I know it's again a hometown stop for you. Um, City Houston's buzzing, always buzzing for this tournament. I think the course itself has gotten a really nice reputation, and I think it's well deserved. What they've put into it and the way that they've conditioned it, and it doesn't. They talk about it's a big ballpark. It's long. There's not like a heavy amount of rough. It's the least amount of bunkers on a tour stop throughout the entire year, but still a challenge, right? So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fitzpatrick has he's done the work. First of all, let's say that he's done the work to become more consistent. He's linked up with Mark Blackburn, current number one coach in the game, by the way.
Hmm.
So he has, and I think Mark Blackburn is kind of like what coaching should be kind of transitioning to as it is now. It shouldn't be, it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a coach being successful because he is fitting every player into one form like David
Swing,
Ledbetter
yeah,
used to do. The swing A form, you
yeah,
need to be in this position and stuff like that. Mark Blackburn, Butch Harmon, the absolute legends of the game are working with what you have and perfecting that. The only reason that Max Homa kind of fell off, besides the clubs and stuff like that, is because he outsmarted himself. He went back to Mark Blackburn. Game, form
right.
came right back up. You know what I'm saying? The consistency came back, the ball striking came back, things like that. He works with what you have. He said Matt Fitzpatrick did the work to get the club head speed up, get the body in more a
Yep.
faster motion, the speed training, like you've referred to. Y'all go back into the clips. Rod has been talking about speed training, getting the club head speed up. That helps out. If you can control it and have that cruising speed at a higher rate to where you're not feeling like you're jumping out of your shoes, do the work to do that as well. But that also has to do with physical
Yep.
acumen, being in shape enough to do it. So again, Fitzpatrick has taken the steps to do it, and then Mark Blackburn has refined a few things for him. You can't touch Fitzpatrick's putting. The Bednardi that he has in the bag is pretty much sweet for him. He's not going to miss a lot of putts. He was kind of squirrely up at early in the rounds, but you saw when it matters most, he's going to clutch up when it comes to the putting green. So, um, yeah, I think Fitzpatrick's gonna. I think he's gonna win. He might win another one. I don't know if he. I don't know if he has the same success that he did at the club for that U.S. Open that he had at 2022.
Yeah.
Um,
I
that,
I
but he
think
said
he's
that
just
was
a really
special to him.
consistent golfer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
I
said
mean, that
that
one definitely was, right? The memories of winning as a junior there.
the
So,
family stayed in the
unique
same house and
circumstances.
everything. right, very unique.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I don't know. He's definitely got to find a nice course for him, but he's still young as well, early 30s. Um, no kids yet, still very hungry. So I think he'll still have plenty of opportunities to really go out there and chase majors and, big time wins and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
let's,
31, hard
yeah,
worker. Yeah.
yeah. So let's get into the Houston Open, like you were saying. Um, yeah, Cam Young confirmed. Tony Finau is going to be there. It's becoming a who's who. I think people are figuring out Memorial Park is actually a really nice course to go to, not just some public uni that everybody just beats it around. And, I will say sometimes we're spoiled, as Houstonians getting to play a lot of premier courses and stuff like that. Everybody in the city gets mad when the course gets shut down, but you got to shut it down so that the course can be good for the pros that's actually making money on it. So,
Right.
you gotta take what you
Right.
can get. And, it's a lot of carpet only days for it so the grass can be good.
And
Um,
hasn't it been getting some other high level like USGA or PGA section stuff coming through as well? It's not just the PGA
uh,
Tour. They've had some other events.
I don't know off the top of my head, but they do have the first tee there. So that probably kind of incorporates why they get some of the high
Oh,
level junior events and stuff like that. But Gus Wortham gets
duh.
smart.
No,
What
no.
the
The
Chevron
women, the LPGA is, yeah, is going there
just
this
moved
year.
there.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking about. Yep.
yeah, and it's a few weeks after the
So
Houston, so it's going to be in prime condition as well. Um,
right.
yeah. What was I saying? Um,
Sorry. I'm out here stepping on your toes today.
no, you're good. No, Gus Wortham does a really good job of like all of our like local tournaments and stuff like that, like the Houston Amateur, like a lot of the like high level like junior events as well, kind of like the AJGA and stuff like that. But there's a lot of different good courses that the AJGA goes to and the STPGA, the Southern Texas PGA sectionals and stuff like that. So, like I said, we're
Yeah.
definitely spoiled out here. I think it's funny that we talk about Houston and not really we can talk about a lot of shitty courses that Houston has, but we can also get into the premier courses that Houston has as well. But it's an
Not today.
interesting, yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll get
All
into it
right.
another time. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes,
Sorry.
sir. We are. All
So
right.
sorry.
Let's keep it rolling. We're getting stuck. All right. Let's move over across the pond to South Africa. It looks like Liv has identified another premium host site for them. So, like, immediately after the conclusion of their South African event, they announced that they'll be back in 2027. So, we've seen two of these kind of like prime sites for Live, both now South Africa and Adelaide in Australia have been really big, highly attended tournaments for them. Again, they're going to lean on. Again, I don't know why they bounced around so much. It's just kind of like it goes along with their randomness. That's how it feels to me. It's like let's just throw some shit against the wall and see if
Yeah.
it sticks. And then they, see the crowd come out and they're like, okay, we'll be back. Commit us again to next year. And I'll kind of get in. I'll probably mix it in with this one, but DeChambeau goes back to back in a playoff against John Rahm. I mean, to me, this feels like what it should be, and based on the talent level and the older guys that are fading in their careers that are still left on live, that essentially
It,
every week it's going to be
it
some
should be
mixture
these
of
two.
DeChambeau. Right, DeChambeau, John Rahm. I've spoken previously that Joaquin Neiman is having a rough year, a rough go at it. Unlike previous years where he's been just kind of whooping ass, that's not been the case this year. So
Yeah.
between those three, I mean, every week there really shouldn't be anybody else. You're gonna have people creep up, and it's just they get a hot hand that particular week. But week in, week out, we're seeing what it's going to be. The cream is rising to the top with these two guys. It's unfortunate because it speaks to the bottom half of the league.
Yeah.
Just that there's a disinterested and not as talented group playing along with them. So I watched very little of LIV Golf. It's just not in my. It was in my viewing window, like in the evening, but I just
Hmm.
wasn't super interested in it. It was a really rainy event. They were dealing with some super soaked conditions. So yeah, and we'll get into a rules issue as well. But the Crushers swept it all, individual and the team championship. When are you going to wear your Crushers hat on the show?
Excuse you? I have no, I have no live regalia in any form or fashion, sir.
Wet blankets. What are your
I
thoughts
don't know. Like, I'm
on
trying to think
Live?
about what. I mean, if I got any colors, it'd probably be
It
like
would
the
be
South
Crushers blue.
Africans.
The
Nah,
green?
yeah, I like the green. I
Okay.
don't like the red of the fireballs. I don't like the maroon.
You don't
Maybe the
like the
Korean, like the
pink
little light
pink
blue. Like,
pink no pink and black for the what do they call it? The range goats?
yuck. Who's on their
Anyway, any
team?
thoughts?
Who's,
Bubba.
nope.
They got
Can
Bubba.
already tell you
I
now.
think they
Can
got
already tell you.
Matt
No.
Matt Wolf. Matt Wolf. Is this one of the Vincent guys? Oh, Peter Uline.
Yeah, no. Maybe Torque because of the turquoise. I don't know. It's probably just gonna have to be the aces. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Nah, I
Classic.
don't really like Martin Keimer though.
Simple logo. I
I
like the
like
four aces as a brand.
I like the cleats too though. I like the C on top of the
Oh.
T. Like that's cool. I just don't like any of the players. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no thank you. Um I'm gonna mix in another story. So the South African guys, this is a home event for them. Their team is fully South African. They've gone with these kind of national identities, and they have fully executed on the idea. So they're now the Southern Guards. They were previously, I cannot remember their previous name, but Southern Guards this year. Um, Louis
but they don't believe
Oosthuizen,
in no conservatism.
Burmester.
Man, come on, bro. All of these guys are rich and they gonna be doing all the trophy hunting for all the rhinos and the tufts and the husk. I mean, they be doing all the illegal hunting. Don't give me that.
Charles Schwartzel and Brendan Grace, which I hated when Brendan. I used to love me some Brendan Grace. Weak grip self, but balling. So they're not
Right.
eligible for the Ryder Cup. And they said at one point in time, again, just due to the crowd being raucous and cheering them on, I think they caught them in the hot mic. I want to say it was Dean talking to John Rahm saying, "This is about as close to a Ryder Cup as I'm going to experience because of that." And I think Rahm kind of agreed with him or whatever. I mean, I'm happy for them that they got a good crowd out of it.
Yeah.
But Ryder Cup, it is not. I mean, it's just not. It's
No.
not the same.
I mean, if they make enough of an impact now with the official World Golf rankings for the top 10, I mean, they kiss lightning in a bottle a few weeks. Burmeister is the best out of the bunch right now. They can make it to the President's Cup. They still have that. I mean, they be getting drug in it every year, but I mean, they could try it. They got they got all the
Are
Asian
they
countries.
eligible?
Yeah, South Africa's in there. Because remember, Trevor Immelman was the captain last year when they were in
Oh, that's right. That's right.
and they got drugged.
Canada.
Well, yeah, no. Lefty, what's his face? Lefty, Masters winner. I can't. There's no way I forgot his
McIntyre.
name.
No, who's that? Oh,
No.
what?
Does the half swing?
Bubba.
He's on the Champions Tour now.
What?
He's on the Champions Tour. Lefty.
Lefty.
Mike Weir. Mike
Mike
Weir.
Weir. Okay. I was like,
He
where
was
is
the
this?
captain.
Where are you going?
He was the captain in Canada. He was the captain in
Yes.
Canada, so they were trying to put on for him, even though they got drugged because their team was ass. Trevor Immelman was the coach when they were in America the 2 years prior to that, when you had Tom Kim Siwoo Kim did the night just for them to lose that match, and they really got drugged on the final day in solos when we really came back in the ones because they don't want it one. That's the thing. Regardless of how y'all think about the team, one-on-ones, America does that. That's how we almost got back into the Ryder Cup. That's what happens every year in the President's Cup, where we lengthen the lead that we already set forth. So, you know what? They just need to get some of that chemistry into the team events. Maybe we might win a U.S. Ryder Cup again. It ain't happening in 2027, though.
Marcus is tangenting today.
I am. I'm all over the place. But at least my thoughts are clear when I get there.
Yes. We are taking the scenic route today.
Hey, listen. Okay, let's dial it in. Let's dial it in. We're on the Jon Rahm. We're on LIV.
I know. That's why I'm going to keep it rolling on LIV. So Jon Rahm continuously engaged in controversy these days. I almost made a comparison, especially with this rules thing, that the man is taking the mantle from Patrick Reed at this point. Patrick Reed left LIV Golf, and now Jon Rahm is taking over the villain role. Administratively, we've talked about this story. It keeps progressing incrementally here and there, and it's just kind of annoying at this point. So early last week, Jon Rahm drops his appeals against the fines that he's been levied for playing in LIV, which is a competitor to DP World Tour. Stipulation on what they're offering and what 8 other players in the same scenario is that they've signed to play 6 total events, 4 chosen by the player, 2 chosen by the league. It's reasonable. Even Rory McIlroy is not on Jon Rahm's side. So him being a vocal opponent and saying it's a pretty good deal, since you're playing the league, they're giving you a really nice olive branch. I mean, theoretically, the fines have been paid from LIV up to this point. So it ain't like this shit's been coming out of his pocket. Through 2025, LIV was paying those fines. Yes, they are now on Jon Rahm. It ain't like he ain't got it. So, dude, on just general principle, on GP alone, just shut the fuck up and cooperate. Play whatever 2 tournaments they want you to play. He keeps using like these crazy ass terms, like they're it's just like he's like playing the DP World. Yeah, like they're evil. It's like, dude, they're a league. Yeah, they're coercive and all these other things. They're a league trying to protect their intellectual property. get the players to play in tournaments that sponsors, are desiring, things like that. It's a very
Yeah.
reasonable stance. And I broke down the math last week. At the end of the day, if he plays the live events, if he plays the majors and plays his obligations to the DB World Tour, it's 24 weeks at max. It's less than half the year. What is the
Yeah.
problem, my guy?
Yeah. We talked about that last week, Rod, and it pissed me off last week because it's still less than a year, bro, that you're obligated to play golf. More than the majority of the year, you still gonna be at the crib with the fam. So what are we mad
Yeah,
about, bro?
because he
What
again
are
he
we
drops
mad
the
about?
appeals, and you hope that he signs as a result of dropping the appeal, but no, it's just more complaining, and we're kind of in this weird limbo spot where is he going to play enough events over the next year and a half to qualify for the Ryder Cup? I think it is becoming clear to me that Europe's like, we can make it work without you. We love to have you, but we made a special concession for you in 2025. We're
Now we're moving
probably
on.
not going to do that again. Yeah,
Right.
we're, we're not going to do that again.
Come on, bro. You thought
Um,
we were a test at the hip to Sergio. We dropped him like a bad habit. We doing the same with you, bro. We don't
right.
need no Spaniards in here. Coover's coming.
Play, 'cause
What's the other one?
they're,
Iora. We got Spaniards,
are you talking
brother.
about the,
We got
they do
Spaniards on
have
the DP World
Spaniards,
Tour. They
and,
do.
and, and, and 2027 Ryder Cup is going to be held in Ireland. So they're
Right.
on the European continent. They got the home field advantage. They're like, we're gonna bet on the team,
Yeah,
not
we're really
one
good.
individual, right?
Yeah, we're really good off that energy, bro. Gone on.
Um, the other side of this slide, and it doesn't necessarily, again, it's not a direct shot at Rahm because he wasn't necessarily in the wrong at this particular club. I mentioned earlier it rained quite a bit during this event, so
Is
a
he
lot of soft
complaining that
ground.
this might be plugged?
He is, but it's not on him, right?
Oh,
So
he's
this was a
corny.
downhill par. It was a downhill par four. You really cannot see the ball land, and so spotters. Um, and this is something that I wasn't aware of until I kind of figured out what, not figured out, but read what the controversy was that the ball was embedded. The footage, however, when they were watching it back, showed that it wasn't his ball mark that the ball was embedded in because it took a bound, went forward, and landed in what seemed to be somebody else's pitch mark. Because they're just thinking it's improbable that the second bounce caused it to embed. I was not
Right.
aware that it had to be your particular pitch mark that the ball was embedded in. And, they did have several balls that, again, down on this particular hole that hit the fairway and just stuck in that spot. Normal, made sense. But this was in that rough. So it was sitting down in this Kikuya. Um, John Rahm did not see it. It was just a call that the rules official made. But my question is, should it matter that it's the original pitch mark, or does I don't even think that should be part of the rule. Like whether it's your pitch mark or somebody else's, this kind of goes to the same spirit of the rule. Like if you're in the fairway, you shouldn't be penalized by landing in someone else's divot. You should be able to move it a club head, not even a full club length, just a dollar bill, I think is what we talked about last time. Right or left, out of the divot, played at that spot. I don't feel like embedding, like whether it should be your pitch mark or somebody else's, should matter. If the ball is stuck in to the turf, has broken, the roots, that you should be able to get relief one way or another. What do you think about that aspect of the rule?
Well, ride. by the lay of the law, with this particular ruling, it's not embedded if it bounces. It just so happened to catch a bad break on that bounce.
It's still embedded. If it still
No,
penetrates the ground.
no, it has to literally come into the ground and drop right then and there and not bounce. If it bounces at all, it's not embedded. That's the rule. If it
I
didn't,
get
if
the
it
rule. No,
bounces,
that's what I'm saying. Is the rule wrong for it
no.
having like it being not you? So you're fine with it if it
Yes.
makes another. Okay, how do you square that with the divot concept? Because I know you're against divots in the fairway.
An embedded ball is different. If you hit a great shot in the fairway and you end up in somebody else's divot, that's different. You embedding into the rough, you are offline one, two didn't make a pure strike. That's your own fault. You're embedding
You're.
it. You didn't even embed. You just
Can
so
I just
happen to
say
bounce
something?
into. Yes.
You're the devil. Okay. I feel like that's just you're the devil for that. I feel like you should be able to get relief. Like to me, again, the golf. I don't. I do kind of agree with the concept that golf you get good breaks, bad breaks, but just like why does the game have to be so hard? We're not talking about like, but again, you're pretty much like either have to play an unplayable at that point. If it is truly embedded and take relief. But I just think you should be given free relief if your ball ends up in the ground. I don't know. That's just me, evil person.
I mean, it's John Rahm. They probably made a special exception for his crybaby ass,
They did.
anyways. But
I didn't realize like Nicholas Colsaerts had stopped playing golf and was now commentating for Live. But
yes,
him and David Faraday were going back and forth, and Colsaerts was like, he got a good break. They gave him relief. They allowed him to have relief. Um, and Faraday was like, that's the incorrect ruling, but good on you, bro, for being able to convince the rules official. Unique circumstance. I'm again partially joking. Definitely, you're not an evil person, but
yeah,
um,
and I think that's all weather
it's
related too. Though that's just it was
no
unfortunate
doubt.
that it was that wet and that soft for it to even be able to do that. Because normally in
Right.
a garden variety, if it's soft and he spins it enough, then yeah, it'll embed it in its own. But as soon as it bounces, I really don't have anything for you. Now, again, like we said, it's just a bad break that it happened to end up in somebody else's embedded mark. But yeah,
Yeah.
I chat. One of the few things me and Rod have disagreed on in like months. By the way, in months.
There's been some here and there. It's here
Yeah,
and there.
it's becoming more and more
Um,
frequent now that we have a
chat.
third in here
Also,
who's not here.
also, also, chat. Is Marcus an evil person or not? What do y'all think?
Bro, don't even throw that. Don't even throw that oop. Don't even throw that oop because they will say I am. God bless.
You look suspect with this low mustache you got going on. I like the manicured beard this week, but
I cut my hair.
I'm so used to your mustache being thicker that you look
Well, I tried to
suspect. You
trim
look
it. I tried to trim it down and also line it up. Hater.
good on you. Good on you. All right, LPGA finished not long before we started, about an hour or so beforehand. Hyo Joo Kim went into the final round with a 5-stroke lead. Um, damn near gave it away. We have talked consistently about final round leaders needing to perform and have a round where they go under par. She was fortunate enough to hold on. I mean, it was kind of a comedy of errors on the last couple of holes of the tournament. Nelly
Right.
Korda on 17 goes into the green on a par three, hits the kind of front middle of the green. The pin was to the left. She comes up short on her first putt, ends up three putting for the bogey. Was within a stroke at the time. Hyo Joo Kim gets up and down from behind the green incredibly, goes into the last hole with a two-shot lead, with Nelly giving one back to the field.
Yeah.
Both players put it in the bunker on 18 in a fairway bunker. Hyo Joo Kim is in the front of the bunker. Nelly's in the back, so she has a little bit more opportunity to make a full, swing. Ends up on the green in regulation. Kim just has to, chip out, I think 30 yards forward, puts the next ball in the bunker. So she's playing four out of the bunker, green side. Ends up bogeying it. Nelly didn't really give herself a chance to win at the end. Who knows what would have happened had she not three putted on 17? That part
Right.
was disappointing because she had a really good round going up to that point. But I think it's all also comes down to conditioning. She hasn't been in this spot in a while. Speaking of Nelly,
It's been, has it not been 2 months since she played? It's literally
it's
almost been
been a
2 months.
couple months. It's been
The
a
end of
couple
January
months.
was the last time she played, literally. So it's been at least a month and a half, if not almost a full 2 months, brother. Yeah, she needs to get the competitive juices back. Yeah, because she ran out of steam. Thanks, Mom, by the way. I saw. I
I don't.
appreciate
I
you.
don't. I don't. I don't know about that, but
Bro. Anyways,
yeah, she
uh
does need to get the competitive juices flowing again. I mean, it's been a hell of a 3 years. We're 2.5 years in, right?
yeah,
Hell of a 2024. The run was incredible. 7 wins. Last year, statistically played better. No wins. Um, I don't know, man. This kind of bit of a collapse. I'm rooting for her, right? We went
yeah,
into the year. I'm been super adamant that the LPGA needs her, Charlie Hull, to a slightly less degree because it's more international. Gino to all perform.
yeah,
They need to win. They need to be at the top of leaderboards. They need to give people a reason to tune in on Sunday, to be featured in their social media platforms. They need these three women to do their thing. They are again, Gino brings in the international Southeast Asian crowd. Nelly brings in all the, looky loos that want to see this attractive young. Same thing with Charlie Hull, right? They're great
yeah,
for advertising and marketing. So this kind of sucks. Again, just it wasn't like she just got outplayed. She gave it back, and that's the
yeah.
unfortunate part of how this particular tournament ended. Also, just
Agreed.
this to point it out, I love California golf. Like this course,
Primo stuff.
amazing.
Primo
Amazing.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the look, they played up, they played down, they played some winding stuff. They was by the freeway at one point. They was deep off in the woods at another point. I mean, they was you got every little bit of taste of this. And it was in a parkland course. I mean, this is the stuff that they've really, grown and graduated to now though. These are the courses they get to play. I was just
Yep.
checking out the schedule coming up because I was thinking like when could Nelly bounce back? They right back at it next week. They on a 3 week stretch. So they play in Phoenix. They play at Whirlwind next week as the gentlemen play at Houston. Then they play their Ramco
Is this the
Championship.
Ford?
Yes, this is the Ford. So weaker prize pool, but this is like the second year of this event. So it's,
Right.
coming out of its maiden year. So can you really blame them for not really having, the sponsors and stuff?
It's still fine. It's probably better than these other kind of off week
Thank you.
tournaments in the past. So
Yep. Then they go to Vegas. They're in Shadow Creek. Uh, it's not match play. It's just a championship, but it's still a $4 million prize pool. I'm gonna move
right.
on. I'm not even gonna say anything, Rod. I'm not gonna say anything.
Thank you,
So yeah,
Soapbox.
she's got 3 weeks and well, 2 weeks now following. Then she'll get a little reprieve, and then they go into another nice stretch. They got the JM Eagle, then they got the Chevron. They come back the week after the Masters, so the 16th through the 19th. That's when they go to Cali, then Houston, and then Pete this into April, going into May. They got the Mexico Rivera Maya Open. They are going to Mexico for a tournament. Is that not cool?
Well, they were there last year. I think last year was the first year of that tournament. Um,
Okay. All
with
right. My fault.
Chizzy EY. Yeah, but I mean, it's still. I feel like every tour is played at Mayakoba. Every tour, like it's like
Every tour.
a staple that
It's the host
has
event.
had to live has been there. PGA has been there. LPGA. It's a solid course.
Yep. Yep. It's for it. That's what it's for. Apparently. Tournaments
I
only.
here here's my thought, and I know they have some regionality. They have their West Coast swing. They really got to work out the stop and start aspect of the LPGA schedule. That is kind of janky right now. We talked about
What
the
you mean?
disconnect between like how, they had the January start, then a gap. Like they had their season's beginning tournament and then a gap.
Hmm.
And then they're gonna have some stretches where there's like a week here or there that are missing. I don't know, like in the middle of May, they and could be because of the Masters more. No, is it the Masters that week? No, that's early April.
April.
Um, but they have a stretch in May where they're missing a week. I don't know, man. There's just and they need to get more participation on the Asian swing from these ladies as well. Like you got to figure out how to get Nelly to play like one of those tournaments when you're gone for 3 weeks. She doesn't play either stretch of the Asian swing, and that hurts
Yeah.
them. Hell, you had Charlie Hole playing the LET during the Asian swing as well. Get have it discussed. Like, hey, we're gonna accommodate you. We're gonna make it worth your while to be over there. Um,
Agreed.
you know, something. Just get them
Agreed.
playing on that side of the planet at least once a year, just
Yeah.
once.
I agree.
But anyway,
I think it's so
uh,
like you go later on into the season. They got Solheim this year. That's September 11th through the 13th. That's in Netherlands this year. Then 2 weeks off. Then they see this is the shit that pisses me off about the LPGA. You play the FM Championship at TPC Boston
yes.
into August. 4.4 million purse. Very nice, right? You take 2 weeks off for
Hmm.
travel, have them go play the Solheim in Netherlands, and then you come back into September. I'm traveling back and hustling back to play the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. Give me a break, bruh. I'm good on that, bro. I'm good on that. Skip that. Let's go straight into the
I
Lotte
know.
and then go to the Asian swing. The trip from Hawaii into China and all the other Asian countries, that is not that bad of a trip, brother. That's where you need to be ear hustling Nelly. Get her on that back end of the trip before they go into
Yeah.
like their championships and stuff like that. Come on, bro. You and then like okay,
I know.
so they have Lotte October 1st through the 4th, then the 2 weeks to travel to get to China, Buick LPGA, BMW Ladies, Maybach Championship, which is in Malaysia, then the Toto Japan Classic, and then the very next week is the Annika in Florida. Okay, that's an event that's like kind of like pretty much at the crib for her. She skips Japan
Yeah.
and comes back and she's ready for that swing before they get into their tour championship. What would be the issue with that? You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
That's all I'm saying.
No doubt. Yeah. We'll see,
Nelly,
man.
please.
They got to work on that.
Yeah, and I think they also still I think they need a little bit more traction before they feel like they can compete with some of these men's events that are all filled.
Oh, for
Everybody
sure.
shuts down. All all tours shut down for men's majors, plus the players, plus the tour championship. Ain't nobody playing golf at that time. You know what I'm saying? But
Fair enough. Yeah.
but there's some times I agree. No. I agree. There's some times where, one of these elevated events where, like, some people are taking their 1 week off that they have a chance to waiver without getting penalized or fined for missing that elevated event. Okay, put your money
Yeah.
up there, have them on the other side of the country where y'all are not going to be competing time slot wise, and get out there and get y'all a nice little prize pool. You know,
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling. Quietly, um, Hannah Green has won like 3 tournaments in a row. Um,
yeah,
Starting out in what was it? Ooh,
Asia.
Malaysia. Is in Malaysia? I think it was.
Wasn't
On
an
the
event she won
LPGA.
before, right?
Yeah, and then went to Australia and played 2 weeks in a row on the LET and won both of them. Um,
Singapore.
my brain is Singapore. That's what it was. Um, so on a heater, bro. I mean, winning anywhere against other professional athletes 3 weeks in a row. I don't care if the LET is, kind of a feeder tour. Um, it's still a professional golf tournament, right? To be able to consistently play that well enough to win,
Yeah.
those other ladies are hungry as well. But
Mm-hmm.
Hannah Green is doing her damn thing. We'll see if it translates over because she will be back this week, stateside for their tournament. That was already confirmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she's just kind of just quietly been going about her business, doing her thing. What do you think about it, man?
Yeah. Just another one of those players that's kind of like just a prodigious ball striker. And, sometimes the putter gets the best of her, but of recent, you can't even blame her for that. And I think also one thing that's been really helping her out is the familiarity that she has with her husband being on the bag. He's also a
Yeah,
very touted golfer, a pro in his own right, hasn't really had the same breaks as Hannah Green. Of course, it's a lot more competitive on the men's side, but still a perspective that she respects and can really hone in on and help her out a lot. So I think that has helped her out as well as her making more putts with to go along with
yeah,
that patented fade that she plays. And she ain't sure off the tee. So, when you get these hard fairways in Australia, you're getting a lot of rollout. She's
yeah,
getting shorter shots in the greens and stuff like that. And then, the putter's following her. So yeah, she's really doing well. She's um remember what's her face? Gino one in between. So she's won 3 out of the
yeah.
last
And
4
Thailand.
events that she's been in. Yeah. So
Yeah,
but didn't she win the team event too though? With Steph? Or was that Steph and Grace
Kir. No, that was
Kiriakou?
Kent. That was that
The
crown
two-man
thing that you're
teams.
talking about. Let me
Yeah,
look at
or was
the
that
completed.
four-man teams?
No, that was 4. That was that
Because then they win that
Crown
too.
Cup. They did. Australia did win that.
Jesus, see, she's on a heater. Yeah, hopefully it
Yeah, just
translates and she.
officially. Hold on. Am I crazy? So yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going back in the schedule. Yeah, Hannah
No, you
Green
good.
3 in a row. But yeah, it went Honda LPGA Thailand. Then they went to Singapore where Hannah Green
That's where she
won.
won.
She did not. She did not go to, instead of going to China to play in the Blue Bay. She played in Australia, and then the same
Oh,
thing
okay.
this week. Did not play LPGA. So anyway, either way, man, good golf. Like hope again, just hope that it continues. Um,
Yeah,
heck of a heater, man. That's just
yeah.
kind of nuts. I wonder if her husband will just say, you know what? I'm just gonna stay on this bag. We're doing well. We're paying the
Hey,
bills over here.
I think it came up in one of the most recent interviews because they spotlight him too. They're like, yeah, we
Right,
know you're also a good player in your own right. What do you think right now? And he's like, I think the last time they interviewed him, he was like, you just got to take it in stride, and you got to ride this wave while you can. But I'm not giving up on my dream as well. But shoot, for the time being, why not travel with the wifey? Have
right.
some common interests, and enjoy the ride while you can. Getting paid,
Seeing the
sure,
world. Yeah,
right?
it ain't
Making
bad.
money,
Couple of things that I didn't throw in the slides that I don't want to forget to give people their props. Steve Alker, won on the Old Man Tour, the Champions Tour, which I feel like like I was signing their death certificate. Um, the names are starting to actually be decent again out there on the Champions Tour, bro. If Tiger chooses to play some events on the Champions Tour, it's going up. It's gonna be crazy, man. I feel like they are getting a little bit of momentum. Seeing some names from the past that aren't, I mean, too far aged, right?
removed.
So Zach Johnson,
Yeah,
I don't care about Zach Johnson, but he's still a notable name that was playing the PGA Tour as of last year. Good on him,
yeah,
right? He's
yeah,
playing well. We've talked about Sink just doing his damn thing on both tours. I know he's pretty much fully committed at this point to playing. Blast from the past from our early days in golf. Thongchai JD from Thailand was
yep,
competitive through 4 rounds, 3.5 rounds. Fell off at the end, but I always get excited to see him. He was one of those guys where I was like, this dude's just a grinder,
yeah.
and
No,
does
I
his
agree.
thing. So I don't know. The Champions Tour it's getting overshadowed. There's a lot of other good golf out there. But yeah, like I said, if Tiger chooses to just tee it up 3 times, 2 times, those events are game changers. So we'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
he's been very coy. He's been very coy about the status. Talked about his back still being a problem for him. That he has times, that he just has a hard time getting out of bed. So we'll see how that develops. But
yeah. I
absolutely,
mean,
will look forward to that.
if you just kind of piggyback off that, if you look at just like kind of like the going into T6, right? Steve Alker, Padraig Harrington, Zach Johnson, Tommy Two Gloves, Tong Chai JD, KJ Choi, Thomas Bjorn, Stuart Singh, Bernhardt, Anchor and Langer, um, Soren Kelchinson, another European stalwart that we used to really kind of enjoy. I don't know about you, I did. He never
I
hit the ball
mean,
far, but he was very accurate. Um, um, Billy Mayfair,
you
he's
got that one.
T10. Bo Van Pelt, T10. Steve Allen, T10.
Yeah, Bo
David
Van
Toms,
Pelt.
T15. Y.E. Yang. I
Dick
mean,
Dickie Pride's out there somewhere.
Right. Miguel Angel Jimenez, he ain't getting left behind. He T15. Kirk Triplett, he out there. Darren Clark. Yeah, man, they getting some names over there. Tag Writings.
Right.
Didn't know he was over 50. If I'm being honest. Didn't know
uh,
he was over
no,
50.
hell, John Daly got in the field and made a cut,
Yeah.
or not? They don't have
Brian
cuts. Sorry,
Gay.
but I know.
Brian
Okay,
Gay's
so
over
this
there
is so
now.
random. The other day, I was thinking. I don't know what we were. I feel like came off a conversation we had on the show, but it was about
Mm-hmm.
putting or something. So I was like, "Damn, what happened to Brian Gay?" Again, never the longest guy off the tee, but had a
One of
hell
the
of a short
oldest
game,
putter.
and yeah, and putting on the green, yeah, crazy. And so I was like, "Where is he?" And then I saw him pop up on the leaderboard here. Tim O'Neill with a respectable T29 hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Couples teed it up in Arizona, of course.
Yeah.
They got some things going. Like I said, late last year, um, very sad stuff going on, but
Yeah.
they're
We're gonna
they're
have to
getting the
hey,
guys to tee it up.
yeah, we're gonna have to start checking some birth certificates to see who's turning 50 coming up. See who's really gonna go over there and do some stuff, you know?
And it's again, it's just as I mentioned. These guys used to be able to kind of hang out on the PGA Tour for an extended period of time. No
Yeah.
longer. There's no more
Yeah.
spots available for the diddling and daddling on
Yeah.
back and forth, right? You
Who
you you got to
who
bring it.
yeah, you gotta actually play really good golf to make it out on the Champions Tour now because they're playing golf out there again. Um, who's the
Yeah.
guy? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Who's the guy that punted his putter um at the Valspar
Um.
not too long ago? He's won on the tour.
Oh. I know you're talking about. God dang it! I see his
Right,
face, but
exactly.
I cannot.
Punted punted the putter, then withdrew from a bad back. Come on, bro. Um
I'm looking it
uh,
up. Patton Kazire.
hey, how old is he?
He's like mid 30s. He's got a while,
Oh,
but his
brother.
game
Charlie
has
got
been again.
oh,
I
poor
mean, think
guy.
about the trajectory. Patton Kazire was really, really good. Um, I remember him having to go back and forth between PGA Tour and Corn Ferry, but
Yep.
I mean, he could put up some birdies. Yeah, Patton Kazire is 40 years old, so he's got to figure out what to do with the next 10 years of his life. He did not make the cut. He missed the cut this week at the
Guess
Valspar.
who's guess who is 49? I'll give you
Who's
one
that?
clue. I'll give you one clue. He wears a green glove. Easiest clue of all time.
Charlie.
Yes. Charlie Hoffman is 49. He will be making that move
Oh,
soon,
he'll.
brother.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he just hanging
Oh
out. He's
my
hang. He is
god.
barely scrapping by on the PGA Tour.
He
So
is
I think he'll
absolutely
again,
taking that money exemption.
and we see those guys go to the Champions Tour and get reinvigorated, right? So we'll see them
Get a
win in like the
resurgence.
first handful of events that they play in. We saw that happen with Tommy Gainey, Zach
Yep.
Johnson, Sink. Hell, back in when Phil Mickelson was a slightly less crappy human being and he played the Champions Tour, had a good run going over there. So it's
Yeah.
just something about it. But like I said, it's more competitive than it's been in quite some time. It was
Yeah.
definitely on life support last year.
Yeah.
Um,
I looked up Strillman, by the
Go ahead.
way. I looked up Strillman.
Oh, Kevin
Unfortunately, my
Streelman.
man, he looks 50. He's 47. He's got a few more years. He's gonna have to scrape by. Um,
Ah,
few more
Kevin still
exemptions.
gets birdies, man.
He does
Kevin
the
will get it
off-field events though.
going.
He be at the Puerto Rico Open. He be at he be at the Punta Cana. You know, but he
I'm
is
tired of you.
likable.
So I'm going through his recent results. So did not qualify for the Players, T68 in the Valspar, T8 in Puerto Rico, keeping it going. T32 at the Cognizant Farmers Insurance Open. He was cut. American Express cut. Going back to last year, RSM cut. Butterfield Bermuda T61 Worldwide Technology T or 71. Yeah, man, it's hard out here. PGA Tour is so damn competitive right now.
It is,
Black
bro.
Desert cut Sanderson's T48. I mean, god dang, I want to see this man get a T25, T57 at the Pro Core, Pinnacle Bank cut.
Why are you saying cut like that? Cut. Yeah. Cut.
In NV5, this looks like a mini tour event.
Right. What
Cut.
is that?
Damn, bro. I don't even
What is
know. I don't
that?
know. I don't know. Kevin Streelman,
Yeah.
bro.
Get
You need that. That's 50 to come on real quick.
it.
Another notable win. DP World Tour in China. I did not get to watch much of
Not
that
a
at all.
single second of it, brother. I should have
No.
got on. I should have got on that stream, bro. They ain't put them on TV. I looked up the guide. They ain't have them no late night, no 10 o'clock, no nothing. They replayed the PGA Tour for 8 straight hours instead of putting
I know.
the Hainan
Oh, they
Open.
went back to back. I had fell asleep on the
Just
right
replayed it early
after
morning.
just raw dogged right back into it. I was like, okay.
Okay, little
But
golf central straight back into the first round. Come on, bro.
Jordan Gumberg, American, gets his second win on the DP World Tour. Not really a name that I was aware of, but I did remember a
No
moment from
clue.
his career. He's a guy who not chipped in, made an eagle last hole of his last event to keep his card last year. So he was
Hold
in
up.
danger of losing his
That's
deep.
the dude.
That's the dude.
That's the dude that did it.
That's yes.
Right. You don't have to talk to me like I'm slow. You have to talk to me
Yes.
like I got special needs. Yes, Marcus. Yes, that's him. That's the guy. It was him.
But no, I was surprised as you. So again, just you see how fast
Interesting.
things change. Um, yeah, hang in there, y'all. Whatever shit you're
Yeah.
going through, your life can
Keep
change real
going.
fast.
Keep going. Please.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Did you fill out a bracket this year, my guy?
No, I haven't filled out a bracket in at least 3 years, 4 years. Ever since U of H came back into prominence, I don't want to stress myself out by playing favorites or seeing them lose on my bracket. But I will
Okay.
say the last time I did a bracket, I was 94% accurate, but I did not get the right champion, so it didn't even matter. It was fleeting.
Ah, I did not. I didn't do one technically. I just had ESPN fill out the like high probability based on their own
Mm-hmm.
logic, and
Yeah.
they picked Gonzaga for me, and they lost. So I
Badly, by the way. Oh my
yeah,
goodness,
I was
boy.
like, okay,
I have been elated at some of these teams that have been losing just because of my relation with U of H. Like right now,
okay,
Tech is getting humbled by Alabama. 90 to 58, by the way.
oh
90 to
wow,
58. Very
that's pretty
delicious.
rough.
Yeah, Kentucky was up for a long time on Iowa State. They came back almost and won by 20. I was very saddened by that. Kansas lost to St. John's. Not surprised
What?
because
No, St. John's
yeah,
is good.
yeah, exactly. St. John's is good. It was a 5 versus a 4 seed anyways. But they did lose. Virginia lost. Wasn't surprised by that at all. Iowa though beat Florida. Very surprised by that. Um, And Utah State only lost by 12 to Arizona, which is the overall number one seed. So, uh, I'm excited. Let's see. U of H plays
Yeah,
Illinois on Thursday
Thursday.
at 9 o'clock.
That's perfect, actually.
Thursday,
It'll be
yeah, that's
morning.
9
It'll
a.m.
be
for you.
morning for me. Yeah.
Get you a cup of coffee. Yes, sir.
Go Cougs. Go Cougs.
Oh, bro, y'all, chat. One of my first memories ever was when our mom, who never put anything on her car, put the lone bumper sticker on her car for a ride when he went to U of H. It was a mama, my money and my son go to University of Houston. The very first sticker she ever put on a car ever. You remember that,
I
right?
don't remember that. I don't.
Mom, if you're still in here, can you confirm, please? If not, just text the group chat. But I will say that is the
Okay.
very first sticker she ever put on a car. Because remember, she didn't even put any Delta stuff on her stuff back then.
Not until later, right?
Not until later. Dang,
What
mom, she probably went to sleep.
what other randomness you got, bro? Anything else from this week?
Um, Listen, your boy has been hooping again. Just Tuesday casual open runs. And um I'm a shooter now, right? I don't go into the paint. I don't jump on rebounds. Like
My
I
Achilles
let the
just
ball
started hurting.
I let the ball bounce and then I snatch it up from there. We're not I do the bump into the layup, low gather. Um
Okay.
I do the crab power dribble into the 2 foot jump off glass layup. And then
Okay.
I distribute and I'm a spot up. But I hit quite a few amount of threes last session.
Okay.
So, you know, play golf in the morning, play basketball in the evening. Your boy's been getting after it, as well as back in the kitchen. I'm telling y'all, skinny MB by the end of 2026. Oh, also,
I need to find some holiday pictures from the past and uh get you some motivation of yourself. You're drinking a lot of
you
water.
do.
Is this per day?
64 ounces. Yep, I'm going in. I'm telling you, bro. We're locked.
Health is wealth. Health is wealth.
You gotta keep it
All right.
fluent. You gotta keep the juices in there.
All right. I might I am definitely probably going to do some simulator golf. I might stream it on both this channel and on the TikTok. So look out for that. I gotta get some food in me and do
Yeah.
some stuff before I do it. But probably around 2, I might go live. So look for that.
You know me, I'll still be up somehow.
So, like random ass times. All right, y'all.
Still be up.
Hopefully, Mike will be back with us next week. Good luck to him this Wednesday. Again, Blue Golf. You can check his rounds, but we'll discuss it next week as well. All right, y'all. Beardy Bros Golf Show. I am Rod.
I'm Marcus.
Thanks for hanging in there with us, y'all. Peace.